Hello once again, and thank you for coming to the Management Channel. And in this particular section, we're going to look at team building and team training, one of the important aspects of team development. Our objectives here are how to get started with your team. We're going to talk about some team building techniques. It's important that you also consider choosing the right members with the right diversity. And we're going to examine team training and team resource management training techniques. So what is team building? Well, basically, organizational development intervention that focuses on improving the operations of work teams. From the organizational context, it's building a relationship between the team and the organization. Formal activities are intended to improve the team's development and functioning, so when you do team building, you need to consider many aspects. Some types of team building are clarifying the team's performance goals, improving the team's problem-solving skills through training, improve their role definitions, and improve the relations, not only between the employees or the team members, but between team and management. Organizations often overlook the importance of team building because, number one, they don't know how or they lack the expertise in how to build teams. They don't understand the benefits of team building, and team members are definitely reluctant to participate. Successful programs should improve communication, team member satisfaction, and team cohesion. The success of a team depends on support from the top management, some organizational rewards, and the time they're allotted to invest into the project. Team trust, very important aspect. If you don't trust your team member, you don't believe in them, and you're not as committed to them. Team trust is basically the positive expectation one person has of another person in situations involving risk. There are three foundations of trust in teams: calculus-based, knowledge-based, and identification-based. Calculus-based trust is the logical calculation that other team members will act appropriately because of sanctions or consequences based on deterrence. It's really the lowest potential trust and is easily broken. There's not enough substance there to sustain a team's relationship. Knowledge-based is based on the predictability of another team member's behavior and or confidence in the person's competence. It's more stable because as the team grows, it develops over time. And then identification-based trust, based on mutual understanding and emotional bonds. This is potentially the strongest of the three types, and the transgressions are usually forgiven quickly because the team's self-concept is based partly on team membership. Let's take a look at some task characteristics. What is the type of work that is best for teams? Well, believe it or not, sufficiently complex. Something that requires skills and knowledge that are needed beyond the competencies of just one person. When the complex work can be divided into more specialized roles and the people in the roles require frequent coordination with each other, is the type of work that's going to work best for the team. Well-structured tasks are important because it's easier to coordinate such work among several people. Task interdependence. It's the extent that employees need to share materials, information, or expertise to be able to perform their jobs. And there's three types of interdependence. Pooled interdependence, which is the lowest level. It's merely the employee or work unit shares a common resource with other employees or other work units. Sequential interdependence is the output of one person becomes the direct input for another person. And the best of all is the reciprocal independence, because the work output is exchanged back and forth amongst the individuals in the group. So what is team effectiveness? What does that mean? Team effectiveness, as defined, is the extent that the group is able to fulfill the organization or system's purpose, fulfills the needs of the individual members, and is able to survive with keeping all the members and maintaining that member commitment. So the team effectiveness model has four elements. You have the organizational and team environment, the team design. The team effectiveness is the output of the other three, the team processes, team design, and team environment. Reward systems are something that at least partly rewarded for team performance. Whether you throw them a pizza party, give them a bonus, day off without pay, whatever. Communication systems, you need the right amount of information and feedback, both to the team and from the team. Organizational structure. Teams flourish when organized around work processes because this increases their interaction and their interdependence. So the more they work interchangeably, the better it's going to function. Organizational leadership is very important because it provides support and strategic direction. And physical space. The layout makes a big difference. If they're in a comfortable environment, then it's wonderful, but if they're in a tense or closed up environment, they're not as comfortable and therefore stressed. How big should a team be? Smaller teams are better, 5 to 6 people at the most. They need less time to coordinate their roles and resolve their differences. They require a lot less time to develop than, say, a team of 12 members. And there's more member involvement, thus higher commitment. Team composition should be a group of the 5. They should be cooperating, coordinating, communicating, comforting by showing empathy and building confidence, and resolving conflicts without hurt feelings. So your team should be diverse. Doesn't mean by gender, doesn't mean by race. It means by knowledge, skills, perspectives, and values. The advantages of a diverse team, they view the problems or alternatives from some different perspectives. They have a broader knowledge base, and they provide better representation of the team's constituents. The disadvantages, however, is that they take longer to become a high-performing team. They're more susceptible to fault lines or cracks in the work, so to speak, and they have an increased risk of dysfunctional conflict. Team rules. What are those? They're the set of behaviors that people are expected to perform. Some are formally assigned, some are informally. The informal role assignment occurs during team development and is pretty much related to personal characteristics. But once again, team norms are the informal rules and shared expectations the team establishes to help regulate its members' behaviors. Norms develop through initial team experiences, critical events maybe in the team's history, or experiences and values that members bring to the team. So, what are some criteria for effective teams? Well, they have to have clear goals and values. They need support of leaders, and they should have open communication. Ineffective teams, on the other hand, result in a loss of production, an increase in complaints and grievances, a lack of initiative, just confusion about assignments and the relationship. It's not a good scenario. So we looked at team building programs, goal setting, clarifying the purpose of the team, role definition, the significance of each member's role, the group process behavior, and the team should be taught negotiation skills. Also, interpersonal process skills. There should be activities and exercises to practice and analyze skills, and process consultants. So in the team building process, you should have training on cohesion building. The benefits are it strengthens the morale and it increases the trust between members and therefore produces more cooperation and collaboration, and it gives the group an identity. Some of the types of things you could do would be outdoor experience program like tug of war or some of those, what do they call them, obstacle courses. Or you could get your team involved in a charity activity. Very important in training is problem solving. You should be training your teams in TOPS, which is team-oriented problem solving techniques. They should be able to do problem identification and analysis. They should be able to do a diagnostic session. And from that and all the analyzation they do, they should be able to develop an action plan. Team cohesion is a degree of attraction people feel toward the team and their motivation to remain as members. Member similarity, more faster cohesion when members are similar or they know each other. It generally takes longer or more difficult for diverse teams to become cohesive, but this depends on the form of diversity. Team size. Smaller teams become more cohesive. It's easier for a few people to agree on goals and work together than it is for a larger group. Member interaction. Regular interaction increases cohesiveness. More interaction through higher task interdependence. Somewhat difficult entry. Cohesion increases when entry to team is restricted. The more elite the team, the more prestige occurs. However, it's lower cohesion with severe initiation. Team success. Successful teams fulfill member needs and goals. They also fulfill the organizational goals. And success increases social identity with the team. External competition and challenges. Cohesion is higher with external competition or challenges, and you need to provide some social support. Cohesion can dissipate if external threats are severe or overwhelming. The outcomes of team cohesion are motivated to remain members. They're willing to share information. There's better social support. They resolve their conflicts effectively and quickly. There's better interpersonal relationships and better performance, but only if the norms are aligned with the organizational goals. Also, the effective performance on cohesion might be stronger than vice versa. Team training, very important. Train the team together where possible. It helps develop a mental model and transactive memory. Transfer of training is the extent to which new skills learned are used in the work environment. So teach them and then have them go out on the floor and put it to work. Planning for that transfer of training, the factors affecting it are the training environment, the time lag between what they learn and when they can apply it, and the amount of supervision support. Strategies that encourage transfer are practice and feedback, again, supervisor support, and a very supportive team climate. Team resource management training would be classroom training or practice in simulators. The benefits are it reduces errors and accidents, it helps improve teamwork, and it increases your efficiency. Assertiveness training helps the members become more assertive and confident. Cross-training and interpositional training, pay for skills program or on-the-job training. It leads to shared mental models if you're cross-trained, giving better coordination and better performance. The types are positional clarification, explaining what their role is and what they're doing, positional modeling, letting them know that this is what their position should be doing and what it looks like, and then cross-training, positional rotation, so everybody gets to feel what the other is doing. Action learning, the components are a problem or a challenge. A learning team should have a learning coach, should have insightful questioning and reflective listening. The team should be taking action, and the team should be committed to learning. So, what should the culture of learning be? One of enlightenment for everyone in the team. So, thank you for watching this today. There's lots to learn on teams, and I hope you explore further here. Thank you and have a great day.